here with assistant coach Andrew Poore, and Andrew, talk about this opportunity to be able to continue your coaching career at a place that means a lot to you.
Well, I feel very lucky. To have a job in the Big Ten is pretty special, but to be able to do it at a place that I ran and graduated from, and I really enjoy being here. So I feel very fortunate, but at the same time, my only goal in this process is to make sure that I earn that opportunity, and that I work as hard as anybody else on the staff, and I work as hard as all the people that we're going to be recruiting against. And Indiana has a lot of great things to offer for students, particularly kids that want to do track and field. Our facilities are some of the best in the country, and with the coaching staff that we've put together, I think that we can be very good in every single event area. And so my only goal in this process is to make sure that people understand that, and that people that want to take the next 4 or 5 years of their lives to figure out how good they can be at something like track and field, realize that they can do that as well as anybody else, or we can do that for them and give them that opportunity as well as anybody else in the country. So I'm just excited about that opportunity.
And IU means a lot to you. Kind of looking back on your student athlete experience, talk about how memorable that was, and some of the memorable moments, and kind of being among that group that really raised and kept the tradition of Indiana track and field.
No, it was a pretty awesome and rewarding experience, because I was just a walk-on with a group of people that wanted to take a program that hadn't won a Big Ten championship since the 80s in anything, cross country or track and field, and being a part of that and just going along for that ride, and then being able to be a major contributor for it was one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. I mean, I think when I was going through the recruiting process, one of the things that I wanted to do was just make sure that if I took 5 years to be a student athlete, I want to make sure that I did it as well as I possibly could. And one of the things that I also wanted to do was be a part of something that was much bigger than myself and my individual goals. And so having the opportunity to come to Indiana and be a part of a young group that had a lot of ups and downs throughout the 4 or 5 years that we had together, and then finally being able to win a Big Ten championship indoors, that was probably, it wasn't necessarily the winning that was the coolest moment. It was getting the chance to go through the ups and the downs, and going through the successes and the failures, and figuring out what it was going to take to finally win something. And that was what made that moment so special when we were sitting there in Nebraska with the trophy. So that was an awesome experience, and I think that there's a lot of people in the state of Indiana, people on our team, that could be a part of doing the same thing. And I think that's all that people want to do here is represent Indiana well, represent the quality of the track and field in the state, and make sure that we take our best effort and take our best shot and try to be good at as a team, and continue to carry on the rich tradition that Indiana has. I mean, and that's one of the coolest things too, is it's a program with a very rich tradition in the distance events, and to be able to be in the same lists or in the same breath as some of the people that have run here before, and the long tradition of people, was a very rewarding experience. But with the kids that we have on the team, particularly right now, and the people that we're going to recruit, I think it's going to be, that list is just going to get more and more crowded, and there's going to be a lot of names in the future that are going to start popping into those lists too. So it was a great experience. As a post-collegiate athlete, or as a collegiate athlete, and seeing all the different places across the country, and seeing everything, there's not a lot of places that are as special and as wonderful place to live as Bloomington, Indiana. So through being a volunteer coach, I got excited about the opportunity to continue coaching, and the fact that I got to do it here is pretty special. Never could have predicted it to work out that way.